Well, look, there's obviously this root and branch review, but I think we do need to look at the structures, and we've spoken about it at length, that are there. And I suppose even for Greg McWilliams coming in to the next Six Nations, what you can look at is that we should be rebuilding, that it's like a 5-year cycle to the next World Cup, as against the other 5 countries in the Six Nations who'll all be, mostly should be playing in the World Cup, providing Scotland qualify. But what's very important is that we have this global calendar that's meant to be coming in 2023, and we need to come in the top 3 to be in that top tier. And there's no promotion relegation.
Top 3 in the forthcoming Six Nations.
In the forthcoming Six Nations.
Which has its own window, so it's all up in a flux, really.
Yeah, so we're looking for patience in one way for Greg to help rebuild the squad, particularly when a lot of caps and a lot of experience have left, with obviously Ciara Griffin, who put in a fantastic performance, it has to be said, to drag her team from 12-3 down to winning the last day against Japan. And the likes of Lindsay Peat, Claire Malloy, as we already know, has exited. So we need to give Greg time and patience, but at the same time, if we're looking at longevity, we need to be playing potentially that tier 1 of the global calendar, or do we look at stationing ourselves in tier 2 and trying to expose players to, I suppose, rugby at that level, and trying to build ourselves back up again?
So there is an argument for playing games that we can win?
There's an argument for that, but I think the main argument is that we need to get more of a development pathway. We need to get more emphasis on our interpros, whether we play more of them or put them in a window where we actually get our international players playing interpros, playing club games. That's something that will bring up the standard of the IEL. That's where we need to invest more of our resources.
Seems like there's some part missing, and I know reviews and strategic reviews and all the rest of it we keep going back over, but there seems to be one ingredient missing in terms of player development. I mean, the volume of players coming through, and you mentioned that maybe an alignment with the third level institutions could be something looked at.
Yeah, it's something it's a different type of idea, but you know, having a club that's aligned with a third level institution where they already have the resources, they already have the pitches, you know, if they have even something like sports science degrees, that they have students that can come in and give sports science programs to maybe some of the AIL clubs, so that we have players coming up. I mean, I know we've looked at different issues like the senior team not being professional, the sevens squad as well, but every country is using sevens players. So I think that's just an easy, I think that's just an easy stick to kind of to beat this whole process. But there's a lot of different things that can be done, but that could be in one area that could be looked at to try and strengthen the club game, because that's what we need as a development pathway, so that, you know, when you're looking at players, when you're looking at developing depth, whether it be at 10, front row, whatever position it is, that there is players coming up, and that players actually can see that pathway, so they can try and put themselves in a position to reach out for that Irish shirt as well.
It's something fresh to think about anyway.